It was the middle of the Vietnam War, and our F-4s were having a really hard time with the North Vietnamese MiG-21s. We had better pilots and better radar, but the kill ratio was about 1-to-1. Colonel John Boyd came up with the energy maneuverability formula, which, when plugged into a supercomputer, would tell which fighter could outmaneuver any other fighter at any given altitude or airspeed. It showed that the MiG-21 could outmaneuver the F-4 at almost any altitude and airspeed. What U.S. Air Force aircraft could equal or outperform the MiG-21? The computer said that the F-106 was equal to or better than the MiG-21. They put F-106 pilots through aerial combat maneuver training and then sent us down to Tyndall for a big test. We would simulate a strike onto North Vietnam, coming across the coast at high speed and heading inland for a target. Two F-101s, going about as fast as they could, would come in at low altitude, simulating a strike force of F-105s attacking North Vietnam. 4 F-106s would fly over them as defensive cover. 4 F-104s, pretending to be MiG-21s, would attack us and we would defend. To make it realistic, the F-104s would be given precise radar control and directions on how to attack us. We would not get radar warning, but we knew that when they did show up, they would be behind us and closing at supersonic speed. Now, a bit about the aerodynamics of supersonic combat. In normal flight, your center of gravity, where all your weight is concentrated, is slightly forward of your center of lift, where the lift of the wings is concentrated. This is for safety, so that if you lose control, the weight will pull your nose down and you can recover more easily from an uncontrolled attitude. Believe it or not, it does not really matter which way is up or down, because the force of gravity is controlled by your stick as you pull G's. In all aircraft, as you go supersonic, the center of lift moves farther aft as you go faster supersonic. The center of gravity remains in the same place. This gives you a nose-heavy condition, which makes it hard to maneuver. The F-106 computer would transfer fuel aft when supersonic, so that the center of gravity would move aft and the aircraft would be better balanced for maneuvering. Few other aircraft had this fuel transfer system, so they could not turn with the F-106 when supersonic. We started our run inbound, and sure enough, the F-104s appeared right behind us, attacking at high supersonic speed. I turned hard into a left corkscrew turn. The F-104 could not stay with me and shot past. I rolled out on his tail and he dove to get away. I went to full afterburner and dove after him. I accelerated as fast as I could, Mach 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, but he was still getting away from me. I locked onto him with my radar and could see that he was leaving me behind at 200 miles an hour. Wow, he was fast. I held radar lock as he got so far ahead that I couldn't even see him anymore. Then my radar told me he was pulling up in a curve up over my head at Immelman. He was going up in a half loop to get back into the fight. I pulled up, centered the dot, and pulled the trigger. Splash, one F-104. The F-104 was amazingly fast, but he could not beat the F-106 with its radar, computer, missiles, and the spirit of attack.